Hi everyone, I'm Singray, one of the artists involved in this project, and
Hi, I'm Sushan. I'm the artistic director of Matter.Less.
we are members of an existing arts collective, Matter.Less, that has been around for around 3 years. So the problem statement that we wish to tackle is about the lack of conversations surrounding mental health. This lack of conversations could be attributed to the stigmatization that many face when admitting that they have mental health issues. Now, when they do take place, many of these conversations take place online, on forums, helplines, or other similar platforms. While it is indeed helpful, the nature of these platforms mean that the individuals who frequent them the most spend their most vulnerable moments alone, interacting only with a screen. Where they happen offline, usually in educational and workplace settings, the conversations tend to be very top-down, in a very sanitized way. And for something as personal and as complex as mental health, I think these kinds of conversations are inadequate. So, we want to offer an alternative to current modes of discourse, using the arts to encourage a more open attitude towards conversations about mental health, allowing those who may struggle with mental health access more diverse and robust support structures outside just a therapy room. So on to our solution. The working title of our project is called The Crying Hour. So The Crying Hour is a multidisciplinary performance festival where artists are invited to create works of different performance forms that explore the topic of mental health. On top of this, we're also considering an interactive visual arts installation that will allow audiences to have conversations within the art space. Our project objectives are threefold. First, we wish to engage artists to explore their own experiences and interactions with people who struggle with mental health, and through workshopping and rehearsals, to create a piece of art that invites audiences to reflect on the stigmatization and taboos that still exist within mental health discourses. Second, we wish to engage with a wide variety of audiences with a multitude of different art forms, using interactive elements to create a space for conversations amongst audience members. And third, we wish to encourage audience members to initiate conversations with regards to mental health within or outside of the performance space. Now, why do we use performance? We feel that performance creates a space of experimentation, allowing performers to present subjective experiences and emotions. It also allows audiences to come into contact with different experiences and stories about mental health without the need to take immediate action. Through a diverse range of stories and mediums, our project hopes to allow audiences to find issues that they relate to and discover new, unfamiliar issues through empathetic portrayals. Now, there have been multiple performances that tackle mental health, be it theatre, dance, or visual arts, indicating a market for our solution. As such, our project is not attempting to start a new conversation, but continues an existing one. That being said, I believe our project is unique in that it allows for greater flexibility and individuality in its discussions of mental health, exploring a more diverse range of stories and topics, placing different groups of people in the same room. I will now hand the time over to my partner to talk about the implementation, budgeting, and measures of success.
Hi everyone, I'm Sushan. So in December and January, I've gathered a group of 8 artists who will be forming the core creative team of these productions. I've met up with all of them to have a conversation about how to create more conversations about mental health during our artistic explorations, as well as how to inspire our audience to start conversations after the performance. So far, we have had 2 writing workshops where each artist have shared the specific topic and art forms that they wish to explore in the following months. So in February to April, it will be for the artists to conduct further research needed to create their work. And such research include gathering source materials and literature, interviewing people, and conducting workshops with the community if needed. In May, the artists will be submitting their first drafts. From June to July, we'll be going into rehearsals and constant refining of the artworks. And in September or end August, that will be our final production. This is our budget breakdown. You realize a lot of the money goes to manpower and venue. So ultimately, we wish to have a team of 20 artists, and I wish to pay them a professional fee for their work. Yeah, and I think what is equally important is the space to create art and conversations with the audience. That's why, yeah, having a conducive venue is important as well. Okay, so our mid-checkpoint will be in June. So by then, all the performance items will have been finalized, and we wish to consult other artists and mental health professionals so that we can understand how our solution is effective or can be improved. We also wish to conduct interviews and check in with various artists on the project to understand how the process has been for them. And we wish that publicity-wise, we will increase our social media reach to 750 followers. In our final deliverables, there will be 4 live performances with at least 200 audiences engaged. We will be collecting qualitative and quantitative feedback through post-show dialogues and survey. So in general, we wish that 70% of our audience walk away with feeling the need to start more conversations on mental health, and 70% of them wish to engage with art regarding mental health. 30% of our attendees should have never attended our performances. Yep. And yeah, we wish that this performance can be a space of vulnerability and personal reflection, allowing for possibilities of destigmatization and encouraging our audience to initiate conversations outside. Yeah, we wish to have a community who can have more open, informed, and inclusive conversations regarding mental health so that we can forge a better support system for vulnerable individuals. Thank you, everyone. Here's our team. This is our past performances, and this is me, Stingray, Angie, and these are the other artists that we are intending to collaborate with, and these are some of the summaries of the art pieces that they have proposed. Thank you, everyone.
All right, thank you, Matter.Less. I'm heading over to the judges for Q&A.
I'll go first. Thank you for the presentation. I think it's interesting to explore into the art space and performing arts. However, I just not sure whether you've dived into any research behind that. Why, or does any statistics to show that this is where, you know, I think it's a gap. I think it's a good idea to target that group of creative artists, but I'm not sure whether I've seen enough here to substantiate that.
Sorry, your question is?
So my question is, can you show me some research that you've done or surveys that is powering why you come to this solution design?
Right, okay, so I'm a theatre practitioner, and Singer here is an actor and writer who is involved in the theatre industry as well. I've been working on theatre projects that target mental health, and I've been watching a lot of them. And I think that this is having such conversations and seeing new audiences in the space allow for communal conversations within the art space. So after watching a performance, they will unpack what is seen in the performance, and like I feel like the space of having different people in a single room physically is very intimate and important. Like I didn't know that, so other people think like that. Like this is a very interesting space for conversations to start, and conversations do start outside the theater as well. Yeah, that's why I'm proposing this solution. Right.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks.
My question is regarding expanding your reach, and this has been on for a while, and you have got your physical audience. So, how have you thought of scalability? Like, how do you continue the usefulness of your content beyond your theater,
Right.
so that there can be a sustained effort in among the people that you have, or among the audience, or the people that you're trying to reach out to?
Okay, so we have our social media content as well. So other than performances, we do writing as well. We do writing prompts, and we do publications. So like these are continued efforts to connect with our previous audiences. And we have, I think we had a website. We did a website about grief and suicide previously. So like I think there are interfaces that are already there. I think we do like quite consistent archiving also. So like anyone who discovers us can go back to see the content. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
think the power of art is always to bring what's private to public, right? And I think that's amazing. I think to hear what you all are doing. And first, I just want to say I really applaud like the effort to do evaluative thinking throughout, right? You all have looked at feedback forms and all that. Just also want to encourage every team to keep that in mind. So really good job on that. My question is something that I observe, and maybe it's also my assumption, which I hope to test with all of you, about the people who will come, right? Your target audience. In my voluntary capacity with National Youth Council in Young Changemakers, I do see a lot of arts projects, and then often the people who come are the practitioners themselves, right? And then the same old crowd of, to some extent, because, and it's also a good thing because it's the community coming together. My challenge with it is always, how do we break beyond? Right, and that comes towards the partners and stakeholders that you might have thought about, and I hope that you can enlighten us a bit because it's a problem I've been also trying to tackle, yeah. So hope to learn from you also. Yeah.
We agree that it's a problem. It's a problem for all arts organizations. Like the audience outreach seems to be very niche, depending on which kind of art you do. So in this project, what we are trying out is we are having a multidisciplinary like arts program. So like usually our audiences are literary or theater goers. So now we have music, we have arts, visual arts. So we're really like trying to expand like the medium of art that we do. And regarding partners, I think I've been thinking about that, but I think I will need to reach out after I confirm like the specific topics with my artists. Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank
Any
you.
other further questions from the judges? Nope.
Thanks. By the way, where are the rest of your team members? Is it just two of you?
So like two of us are in the pitch, like we've gone through the YAC program, but the rest is like outside. Some of them are like overseas.
I see.
Right, yeah.
I'm also very curious about the name. I don't know if y'all think about the name, like Crying Owl. Then I'm like, oh, all right. What inspired that? If y'all can share.
So that was actually developed during one of our writing workshops. Yeah, so it was just really a working title. Singray, you can share more about it.
I think a part of the inspiration comes from this whole idea of the witching hour, which is this hour when dark things come out in the night. And we think that this whole thing about it being shoved to one specific hour so we try to create a space that can facilitate these conversations. But the point is not just to keep it within this space. So the fact that this space opens up for wider conversations to be had, I think, is what we are trying to do, which is why that's where the inspiration comes from.